Okay, good morning, guys. Today I'm going to talk about something near and dear to my heart, and I'll explain why. It's about how you can handle cravings for unhealthy foods. Um, this gets so many of us. My when I would get a new weight loss client, I have a talk with them for an hour or two, asking questions, and just about everyone, probably 90%, I would say, the reason they were overweight was because of sugar cravings or cravings for unhealthy food, fast food, stuff like that. Got me 13, 14 years ago or so. And then when I retired from especially when I retired from the military and I started driving at night for Uber, I was eating chopped peanut M&Ms and drinking Mountain Dews to stay awake all night. Now, if you want to stay awake all night and not drink coffee, it'll do it. But you can watch your belly grow because I did. So cravings can totally ruin your weight loss goals. I mean, totally ruin it unless you learn how to deal with it the right way. Say you're watching TV late and about 10 o'clock at night, and suddenly that bag of chips in there in the kitchen is calling your name, or the ice cream's calling your name. It happens to all of us, and we got to have ways to deal with it. So I'm going to give you some practical ways to deal with this that I still use today. I even used in the last few days that I'll tell you. And, and many, many clients of mine use these. This is what I told them to do, and it works. And I know other weight loss coaches who tell people how to deal with this, give them some tips, and it absolutely works. So this is Mike Norris. Make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and also like the video if you like it. I help men over 50 lose weight, get healthy, get fit, live a healthier lifestyle. So why do cravings happen? It's kind of hunger versus habit versus emotion. Habit and emotions are huge. If you have real hunger, it's when your body needs fuel. And I'm going to tell you how to tell the difference between real hunger and just a craving. Habit, this is huge. Most people will want to snack around 10 a.m. or 3 p.m. and then at night after dinner, 9, 10 o'clock at night, closer to bedtime, of course, the worse it is. And it's just a habit. That's all it is. It turns into a habit. Then emotion comes in, stress. We stress eat. We're bored. You're bored, you go get the chips. And salsa, it happens to everybody. Lonely. Those are the three big ones: stress, boredom, and loneliness. Now, you know, what happens is your blood sugar, excuse me, your blood sugar can dip, dehydration, lack of sleep, they trigger cravings. Those three things are huge. You have a blood sugar dip, and that's why you want a little ice cream or something. You're dehydrated. Often one of the cures is just to drink something, drink some water. Because a lot of times we think we're hungry when we're actually thirsty. And lack of sleep, I know you hear me talking everything, lack of sleep, because lack of sleep is huge for everything. But people think, well, I'm weak. I used to have clients tell me I'm weak, I just can't beat it. But really, the cravings are biological and psychological. So one of the things you can do, first thing you can do, is to do some smart swaps. And I'm just going to give you a few. There are tons of swaps. For instance, chips. Chips are a big one, big craving, chips. You could swap out air popped popcorn. You could have like some roasted chickpeas. You could have, a few almonds, not too many, walnuts, some type of nuts, not peanuts, but something like almonds or walnuts. And of course, they have calories in them, especially the almonds, so you don't want too many almonds at one time. Candy and sweets, you could swap it out for berries. This is a thing that I do now: blackberries, strawberries, whatever. Dark chocolate, if you've got good dark chocolate. Greek yogurt, put some fruit in it or put some nuts in it. That is my go-to now. That is my go-to. Soda, you could swap out for sparkling water with lemon or fruit slices in it, something like that. Of course, they've got the no sugar now, which is better than drinking the normal ones. Ice cream. I love ice cream. I'll buy the low carb, no sugar. Is it any better? I've read the package. It's a little bit better, but you could have frozen bananas, protein shakes, or the Greek yogurt with the fruit in it, which is kind of my go-to. You know, you don't need to give up on everything. You just need to trade up. You just need to trade up. Another thing is when you have that 10 o'clock in the morning or the 3 o'clock in the afternoon urge, you could actually have a salad or something. You know, you just don't have to, you could eat something to give you some more protein, something that's going to help you. The salad's not necessarily going to give you more protein unless you put some chicken or something in it, but you could almost, it could almost be a small meal instead of that sugary snack or the fast food that so many that you'll stop and get. You ever noticed how, I think there's a conspiracy with Walmart and the food manufacturers. Whenever there's a Walmart, they're surrounded by fast food everywhere, anywhere in the country. I've been all over the country. Walmart fast food, Walmart fast food. Just throwing that out there. That's my conspiracy theory for today. A little bit about planning. When I decided I was going to lose the weight, the first thing I did is I went to the kitchen, opened up a cabinet, and I knew I had a couple bags of peanut M&Ms. Costed me $5, $6, I don't know, but they went in the trash can. They went in the trash can, out of sight, out of mind. I completely stopped buying Mountain Dew. I haven't had a Mountain Dew since when was that? 2015, 2016. I haven't had a Mountain Dew since then. Out of sight, out of mind. You don't want those trigger foods where you can see them. If nothing else, and you got kids, and you say, well, my kids, will put it on the top shelf. Put it somewhere where it's out of sight, out of mind. Hide it. Throw it away. I threw it away. That's what I did. Pre-pack healthy snacks. Hey, this is huge. You can carry apple with you. You can carry carrots with you. You can carry some nuts with you. There's a lot of things depending on your job, what you can do. Also, I didn't mention this earlier, people who drive for a living, like I was doing with Uber, but people who are on sales or they have offices all around and they drive around from office to office. You got to be prepared because you're going to snack. When you're in the car just driving around, you snack. I drove all the way across the country and back last year. In the last 2 years, I've driven all the way to California and back, visiting national parks and stuff. And you got to be prepared. And I was. I was prepared because I knew I was going to want to snack. You want to keep your meals balanced but high in protein. And you want fiber and healthy fat, fewer cravings. This high protein thing, you know, you hear me mention this all the time. It works for a lot of stuff. But if you plan to fail, you plan to snack. Say that again. If you fail to plan, you plan to snack. You will. You got to get right ahead of time. Some mindset shifts. They say don't use food as a reward. Find non-food ways to reward progress, and you can do that. But when I had people who were cutting calories and stuff and trying to get weight off, especially the people who were obese, I would say reward yourself every now and then. Now, they can't have a cheat day. Some of them say they can't even have a cheat meal, but a snack every now and then when something good happens. Or it doesn't have to be that. You could go get a massage. You could go whatever, you know. Go get your nails done, whatever it is you do. Men, well, some men get their nails done now, so I guess that would work. And this is what happened to me the last 2 weeks because, you know, I'm trying to get this sick pack to pop because I'm getting ready to go to Vietnam at the end of May. I'm staying at the beach. And there's some certain cookies in here that I like to eat. And I walked by them 3 or 4 times and I asked myself, will this hurt my goal? Yes, it will hurt my goal. It's not going to help my goal. So I have ignored them. I haven't had a single, I take that back, I had 1 cookie in the last 2 weeks. And I've cut back on the ice cream. I know what I got to do. And if you want to get a trimmer, get ready for that summer body, you just, you do what you got to do. You ask yourself that, is this going to hurt my goal or help it? A big thing when people, when they're hungry, or they want a snack, I used to tell them, drink a glass of water. Drink a glass of water. Go for a walk if you can. You'll be surprised it goes away. When you drink that water, you'll find out you're not really, sometimes that's enough. That's all you got to do. But I would say if you're hungry, or you want something, a snack, eat an apple. Eat an apple, wait 10 minutes. If you're still hungry, you probably really are hungry and you need to eat something other than junk. You know, eat a little meal, find you a salad, eat something good. But it's just kind of a 10-minute rule. When you want it, do something. Call a buddy on the phone. Talk to him for 10 or 15 minutes. See if you're still hungry. Go for a walk. 10 or 15-minute walk. It's a way to get some more steps. Drink some water. There's different things that you can do, but wait 10 minutes before you have that snack. We're talking about progress, not perfection. I talk about that a lot. None of us are perfect, but we want to get 1% better each day. We want to make progress. You know, it's okay to have a treat sometimes. I'm not saying not do that. It's okay, but you just can't have them all the time, because if you have them all the time, you'll see your gut start growing. Some long-term strategies. Here we go. Improve sleep, manage stress. Both are major craving triggers. I don't really need to say anything else about it. You know that, stress and lack of sleep. Some people will tell you to keep a journal and write down. Men aren't going to do that. Write down how you feel when you want some snack or something like that, how you felt after you ate the snack. You know, I'm not going to do that. I know 99% of you not going to do that. But big thing is stay consistent with your meals. Skipping meals can lead to longer cravings later, stronger cravings later. You say, well, I'm going to skip this meal, you know. It's not always the right thing to do to skip a meal. Now, fasting, I've done a lot of fasting. I've taken a course on fasting. I know a good bit about fasting, and I'm going to get into that at a certain point when I feel like it's time to talk about it. But a lot of people just don't understand fasting and how to do it. Skipping meals is not always the way to go. You may say, well, it's less calories. Not if it leads to you snacking on some high calorie, high sugar foods. You'd be better off to have eaten that good, healthy meal. Accountability, like I say, when you feel like you got to have a snack, you know, talk to a friend, talk to somebody. When those cravings hit, and find out how different people handle those cravings. So cravings don't have to control you, folks. They don't have to. You can take charge, making one smart decision at a time. Each time those cravings hit, what are you going to do? I'm going to drink a glass of water. I'm going to eat an apple. I'm going to wait 10 minutes before I do anything. Or you can drink the water immediately, but the other things, I'd wait 10 minutes, or you go for a walk. Going for a walk used to be a big one with me when I was trying to lose the weight. I wasn't trying, I was losing it. I lost 36 pounds in a couple months. And when I wanted cravings, I got outside, I walked. So what's your go-to for cravings? Do you have a go-to, or you hadn't really thought about it? You just eat. How do you handle it? If you found this video helpful, like I say, give it a like. Subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'm getting closer to that 1,000 people that I'm trying to hit. I'm up over 800 now subscribers, and hope you guys learned something from this. Let me know how you use it, if you use it, and I'll talk to you later.